Alright, I'm on hole number 9 of the Fuji Open. We're on Monday's practice round. I'm in my practice account. I'm playing it first, and then this afternoon I'll play my main. I'll watch the videos, make some notes, start tightening my notes up, and then it's a process for me in these tournaments. Sometimes, and I try to avoid this. I mean, you don't have as players, we don't have, it doesn't always work out the way we want. So normally I want to peak in the weekend round. I've had times where I peaked in the opening round and I went out and I smoked it in the opening round. It's like, oh my gosh. And you just, you can't get that. I peaked. And so now it's all downhill from there. I've peaked in qualifying rounds, where I went out and smoked it in qualifying rounds. So my whole goal is to make a gradual process of it. I want to go out and feel out the course and get an idea and shoot some videos and go back and watch what I did and see what I had and see where those red lines were, and then start to tighten that up as the week goes on. And I'm definitely using Monday and Tuesday as practice rounds. So in my practice account, I don't qualify it until Wednesday. So I get, I'm going to get 3 good practice rounds before I qualify. So the more practice you can get, especially on holes that we don't get to play in one-on-one, if you're playing a rookie, and this is, spend some time out here. Don't be afraid to, especially if you're in rookie, 10,000 coins or forfeiting a few of these and losing 1,000 coins isn't going to kill you, hopefully. Alright, on this hole right here, our goal is to get up into this area. Now if you're playing from the back tees, this is the shot on this side right here, because it's really hard when you're playing from the third tees. You're at the very end of your ball guide run here, and it's very difficult to get it to maneuver. I mean, if you wanted it to maneuver, you needed to start that maneuver down here in order for it to take effect at the end of the run. You can't get to the end of the run and then ask the ball to take a turn to the right. So from the back tees, you're going to see a lot of people doing this shot right here, because they can keep the ball straight and end up down here at the end. From this spot, you can get over. From up here, you could be in your long iron range. If you're back a little bit further, it's going to be a wood shot off the island. Some people may try and do a rough bump right here. While I am a fan of rough bumps, I am not a fan of that rough bump. I don't like it. And usually the way that the wind's blowing here, a lot of times in tournaments, the wind's going to be blowing in this direction, and if you miscalculate that, you're in the sand. I do see some people coming out here and then trying to bring the ball around. If you, on your drive shot, can end up far enough out here, that might be a viable shot. But in most cases, it's not going to be a viable shot for people. My goal is to hit it pretty well straightforward, get out here into my long iron range. So it's been a long time since I played this hole. I remember when it first came out, all of the holes, all of those, when they first put those holes out, these are pretty cool holes to play. I think I'm going to bring this bag right here. I think if I am hitting with a wood, I'd rather come in with a sniper. It's going to give me a little bit better control, a little bit better ball guide. If I'm in my short iron range, I think my backbone can get it done. And I don't think I need to bring anything bigger than a Titan. You probably don't need to bring that. You can probably bring a Quasar Katana, and we'll go out here and check and see what kind of distance stuff we have showing. The goal here is not to have to do any overpower. When you're coming around the bend, going around those trees, you want your ball to be far enough forward that you're already even or clear of the trees. So then what happens is that it's all about ball movement to the right to get through the fairway. And so if you bring a lower power ball, the deal is that you're going to be further back here, where you're going to have to come out further in order to clear the tree. So we got a white ball, so you'll be able to use any ball here. They've actually opened this up. This is not nearly as closed up as it was before. And it may just be for this hole. Those trees that were in there used to be a lot heavier, and they came out further, so it wasn't as open a shot here. You actually had to work your way to the right around And any ball here is going to work on the drive. The whole goal is to see where you're at on the second shot. You bring a bigger ball and you're in that same exact spot that our opponent is, what you can do on the second shot is going to change. So we got to tighten. Now this hole is definitely playing different. I'm going to leave the wind in. Just going to leave the wind in. I'm not going to do anything extraordinary. Let's just see where that ends up out there. And if I could hit anything other than good to the left today, I'd be fine. What is wrong with me? I didn't hardly play at all last week, and my timing right now, I don't know what was the deal right there. So our opponent's in the spot, so you can see where they're at. They're in a long iron shot. Actually, if you brought a big enough ball, you could probably come right at that green with a Saturn. Traditionally, people, if you're going to use that island, it's almost better to be a little bit farther to a little bit closer to the right. I'll put myself out there where our opponent was at, so we can get a better look at it. So if your goal is to use this island right here to get onto the green, you can see this, you know, like out in this area where you have a clearer shot at it, where you don't have to, see, if you're out here, you're bringing it this way, and then you've got to curl it more in that direction. So the goal was to try and get about right there. That's about the most that we could have hoped for. And let's see if that's in our long iron range, if we can actually engage the backspin on the Saturn. My opponent's going for eagle. In the hole. Okay, I'm going to take my shot, and then I'm going to forfeit before it changes screen so that I can get a bogey and drop myself. I don't want to end up with any more score than what I have. So we could easily there with our red line, we could easily do a backspin shot if I'd have brought a Saturn. I'm not sure if there's enough room to engage it, but we easily could have done that. The other thing we could do here is, this is the rough bump that I was talking about. So you can do a rough bump from here, and what will end up happening is that it's a tricky shot. It looks like it's actually, this hole is playing just a little. They've done some changes on here. I'm going to pull that back and just take this shot real quick. I want to show you what that looks like, if I can get it off in time. Isn't it perfect? And so there's the rough bump. Oh, show me my thing. Show me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, didn't get a chance to do it. All right. That was a little bit of practice. Learned a few things on there. That hole is definitely playing different. It just, this area here just seems so much more open than it did before. It's been a long time since I played this hole. I have to come back at this hole later on today when I bring my main account and try not to end up in the sand with a good shot on the drive. What were you thinking? All right, that was Monday's practice round in the Fuji Open with my practice account, just to kind of give you an idea. I'll go back through and shoot it this afternoon and take a look at it. The main thing you want to be looking for there, I'm not looking at any shots that I took where I actually was trying to take the shot and blew it. But the deal is we're really, today's focus, whole focus, is what ball are we going to bring and what club are we going to use off the tee box. In a lot of cases, I already know what club I'm trying to get into range on. I know I'm trying to get into my Hornet range, or I know, like on hole number hole number 2, I know that I'm trying to get into my backbone range. Okay, and hole number 4, I know I'm trying to get into my hornet range. So the deal is what's going to be the best driver, the best ball to get me into my hornet range. And once I get there, am I in the right spot? Am I in a spot that, am I at mid club? Am I at minimum club? There's a big difference between maximum, mid, and minimum, especially on short irons. So on my Hornet, I hit at 1.1, 1.9, 2.2. It's 75% more accurate if I can get it into my mid club. So as I go back and watch those videos, if there's something I can do on that hole to get me from max to minimum or mid, it's worth exploring, because with your short iron especially, it's just so accurate. And there's a lot of these holes that we're going to be coming into them. Our goal should be to be coming into them with our short iron. So that was Monday's practice round, and I will catch you later on this afternoon with my main account, and we'll do the same thing again. Thanks for watching.